Maugre Drama is proud to present Grandfather's Eyes, a Czechoslovakian folktale, adapted from the play Around the World in 8 Plays by Patrick Green.
Janček was a poor boy. His father and mother died when he was very young. So, he was forced to start out alone in the world to make a living.
How sad.
That's just how things were. For a long time, he could find nothing to do. He wandered on, and at last he came to a little house that stood by itself near the edge of the woods.
An old man sat on the doorstep, and Janeček could see that he was blind, for there were empty holes where his eyes used to be.
You poor thing. You want to go to the pasture, don't you? But I can't see to drive you, and I have no one else to send.
Send me, sir. Take me as your goat herd, and let me work for you.
Who are you?
My name's Janeček. I'm just a poor orphan.
All right, it's a deal.
Well, that was easy.
What can I say? I have a big heart. Call me grandfather.
Thank you, grandfather. I will.
Your first task is to drive the goats to the pasture. But one thing, Janček, do not take them to the hill over there in the woods, or the Jazinkas may get you. That's where they caught me.
Never fear, grandfather. The Jazinkas won't get me.
Now Janček knew that the Jazinkas were wicked witches who lived in a cave in the woods and went about in the guise of beautiful young women.
If these witches met you, they would greet you modestly and say something like, "How do you do?" to make you think they were good and kind, and then, once they had you in their power, they would put you to sleep and stab out your eyes. The first day and the second day, Janeček kept the goats near home. But the third day,
I think I'll try the hill in the woods. There's better grass there, and I'm not afraid of the Jazinkas.
Luckily, before he started out, he cut 3 long, slender switches from a blackberry bramble, wound them into small coils, and hid them inside his hat.
personally, I would have carried mace. But maybe that's just me.
Suddenly, there before him stood the most beautiful maiden in the world.
Are you alright? Do you need to take a break?
I'm fine.
How do you do, shepherd boy?
Hi?
Isn't this a lovely apple? I grew it for you in my own garden.
But Janeček knew that she must be a Jazinka, and that if he ate the apple, he would fall asleep, and then she would stab out his eyes.
Tempting, but no thank you, beautiful maiden. I don't like apples.
A second maiden came, more beautiful, if possible, than the first.
How do you do, shepherd boy? Isn't this a lovely rose? I picked it myself from the hedge. How fragrant is it? Will you smell it?
No thank you, beautiful maiden. I smell roses all the time. To be honest, I find them kind of boring.
Then a third one came.
And let me guess, the most beautiful of them all.
Jealous much?
How do you do, shepherd boy? Truly you are a handsome young man, but you would be handsomer still if your hair were nicely combed. Come, let me comb it for you.
Janeček said nothing, but he took off his hat without letting the maiden see what was hidden inside.
But just as she was about to comb his hair, he whipped out one of the long blackberry switches and struck her over the hands. She screamed and tried to escape, but she could not.
You forgot to mention that earlier.
What do you mean? Everyone knows about bramble switches and witches. It's common sense.
Help! Sisters, help!
Let her go, shepherd boy.
We demand you release our sister.
Ha ha! Now I've got all 3 of you, you wicked Jazinkas. It was you who gouged out my poor old master's eyes. You know it was. And you shall not escape until you do as I ask.
What's all this commotion about?
Come, grandfather, for I have found a means of restoring your eyes. Tell me now where my master's eyes are. If you don't tell me, I'll throw you into the river.
I don't know what you are talking about.
The river it is.
Don't throw me into the river, Janacek, and I'll find your master's eyes. I promise you I will.
So Janacek put her down and she led him to a cave in the hillside where she and her wicked sisters had collected up a great bag of eyes.
All kinds of eyes were there. Big eyes, little eyes, black eyes, red eyes, blue eyes, green eyes, every kind of eye in the world.
That's so gross.
Here, these are his eyes.
Ah, I see. Nothing but dark treetops with sleeping birds and flying bats. These are not my eyes. These are an owl's eyes. Take them out! Take them out!
That does it. Now, you tell me where my master's eyes are.
I don't remember. Sorry.
Did you not just see the bit with the river?
Well, I heard the bit with the river.
Was that not good enough?
Point taken. 2 eyes coming right up.
Ah, I see nothing but tangled underbush and snapping teeth and hot red tongues. These are not my eyes. These are a wolf's eyes. Take them out! Take them out!
You had your chance.
But I can't swim.
That's the point. Now, you tell me where my master's eyes are.
Eyes, yes, I remember something about that.
Well, let's just skip to the part where you pick out the correct eyes, okay?
Okay, fine.
Ah, I see nothing but swirling waters and flashing fins. These are not my eyes. These are a fish's eyes. Take them out. Take them out.
Seriously? Have you learned nothing?
Oh, let me try again, Janacek. I'll find you the right eyes. I promise you I will.
You better get it right.
These are my own eyes. Praise God. Now I can see as well as ever.
Good job, Muzinka. You may go free, but never show yourself here again.
Okay, I promise.
That is, unless you wanted to, permanently turn yourself into a beautiful maiden.
I could, but I'd still have to stab your eyes out.
That's a shame.
Call me if you ever change your mind. Bye.
Janacek, how can I ever thank you?
I don't know, grandfather. Why don't you say we live happily ever after?
Sounds good to me.
And that's exactly what they did.
The end.
Such a wonderful story, and completely true.
Ah, you never knew anyone named Janacek.
Quiet.